Hello, this is Dr. Cadell. This video is to help you get started in your Hybrid Chemistry 143 course using Canvas. The first thing you'll want to know is how to get to Canvas if you haven't used it before. Easiest way is probably to go to the MJC website, www.mjc.edu, and in the top right hand corner there's a link to online classes. Well, just click that and it'll bring you to the Canvas website, which is modesto.instructure.com. For you, your login name is going to be your W number. And if you've never used Canvas before, then all you do is click on password or forgot password and check your student email. It'll send you, Canvas will send you a link to set your password. So once you get there and you log on, then you should go, you should be given a choice of courses. A lot of times you'll have more than one course. So for this, pick your Chem143 course, and when you go there, you'll end up somewhere that looks like this, your home. The way I run the hybrid courses through Canvas is I make heavy use of the modules. This is mostly where you're going to be going. So go ahead and click on modules. And each of these is a module. The first module is the syllabus module. The next one are the laboratories. And everything after that are the lecture modules. So let's start up here with the syllabus module. The first link is a link to the syllabus. You can go there, it's there, you can check any information you need to know about the course. So when you click on that, it brings you to this window, and then you click again, so it says open it, and it opens a PDF of the syllabus. I'm not going to go through the syllabus right now. I'll talk about that in detail at our first lab meeting. Also, in the syllabus module, there is a lab and exam schedule. And same thing, open it the same way. And this is important. This is how you know every week if there's an exam, and if so, what material it covers, and what laboratory will be doing that week. For example, the first time that we meet is May 17th. There is no exam, of course, and all we're doing in the lab is I'm going to introduce the lab to you, explain how it works, and talk about safety in the lab. The next week, the 24th, the exam is on the numbers and measurements module, the lecture module. I'll show you that. We're going to check into the lockers, and you'll do a lab called Tools of the Trade. And it keeps on going like that all the way through the summer. So that's important. That's where you know what the exams are on, when they are, and what labs we're doing each week. And this is just a periodic table for you to use. It's the same one that I give you on the exam, so it's useful probably to have access to that. All right, so that's the syllabus module. I'll come back to the laboratories module. Let's go right to the lecture modules. The first one is numbers and measurements, and you'll see it says significant figures and then significant figures again. And it goes like that pretty much all the way through. The first link, where it looks like this is a link to an external URL, and these are all links to YouTube videos on that one topic. For example, if you click on this one and open it, it brings you to a YouTube video of me talking about numbers and measurements. So what you should do is you should go in order that's on Canvas, take good notes, watch these. These are your lectures. When you're finished, gone all the way through, and go back. And there's the next link that has the same name is a quiz. It's an online multiple choice quiz. Let's click on that, called Significant Figures. And you'll notice that there are 2 attempts allowed, right? So what you should do is you should go ahead and take it. And if you get it wrong the first time, before you just immediately go and retake it, you can ask me, you can talk with each other, you can get help, whatever it takes. I want you should get all the quizzes, right? You should get all of them right. But it looks like this. If you click take the quiz, it's a multiple choice question, 1 question, 2 attempts. And just in this one, it says how many significant figures are in this measured number. So you click the answer, whatever you're doing, click submit quiz. So I'm not going to do that. And then you go through that module, lecture, quiz, lecture, 2 quizzes in this case, lecture, quiz, and so on, until you get to the end. After the last lecture and then quiz, in this case density and specific gravity, then there's a link for the homework. this is another PDF file. Open that. And these are homework problems, and I have the answer to each problem in parentheses after each question. So this one, there's 22 questions. This is very important. This right here is where the questions for your exams come from. They're not the same questions, but they're very similar. From these and also from the quizzes that you take. And once in a while from examples that I work out in the videos. So you should be spending a lot of time working on the homework and making sure you understand it inside and outside. Inside and out. All right, so, and then, if you'll notice back in the lab and exam schedule, the first exam is just on numbers and measurements on one module. Right? So it's just on, it's going to be 10 to 15 questions, and they'll be very closely related to those 22 questions, as well as maybe some quiz questions, and any examples that I worked out in the videos. I'll talk more about this again when we meet. You'll need a Scantron 815 for each of these exams. Notice there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 exams. So what I'll do is I'll drop your one lowest exam, right? And after that, I'll look at your remaining 9 exams, find the lowest of those, and replace that with your score on the final if you do better. But I'll talk about that in detail later. So that's how you do the lectures, quizzes, and exams. Now for the labs, okay, you'll know which lab we're doing each week. Notice they have dates here. Okay, this is the date they're due, not the date that we're doing them. This is when it's due. And there's 2. Okay, so the first lab is Tools of the Trade. There's the procedure, laboratory procedure, and there's the laboratory report. The procedural you can always get to online. You just need access to it. Okay, it's a PDF file. Okay, you don't have to print all of this out. You should read it ahead of time. But what you do need to have printed out is you need to have the data section. So right here, part 1 data, because you're going to be filling this in by hand as you go through and do the experiment. So for the first experiment, you really need to have at the least just these 2 pages printed out. But you must have access somehow to these through if you have a tablet or your phone or something where you can get online, that's fine. But this is the procedure that you're going to be following to do the lab. Now, so you're going to come in, that week, what's going to happen is you're going to take the exam first, then you're going to do the lab. And once you finish the lab, go home, write it up, and this one's due May 31st. And to turn it in, you're going to click on this. This is a PDF file. And you're going to fill this in. Now, when you fill this in, make sure that you use a PDF reader. Adobe Acrobat usually works. I have a free soft PDF reader that I link to in the syllabus called Fox Reader that works. I'll talk more about this in class, but if you use a Mac, then what you're probably going to have to do is download this file. Don't try to fill it in through your browser. It won't save it. Download the file right over here. Download it. Then open it with Preview on a Mac. This is on a Mac. Open it with Preview. Fill in the numbers. Export it as a PDF. Close Preview. Then open the exported PDF file with Foxit Reader. Save that with a different name, and then that's the file that you're gonna upload. If you use Windows or Linux computer, then just open this with your PDF reader. Most of the time Adobe Acrobat works well, but if you see just bullets in here, just dots, that means you probably should use Foxit Reader. Foxit Reader will work, so download it. Again, no matter what you use, you have to download it. Fill in the numbers. I take you through the calculations right here. Do the calculations. Watch out for significant figures. When you have this all filled in, you're going to save that as a PDF. And then when you're going to come back here and you're going to click Submit Assignment, it's going to tell where it is there on your computer and just upload it right there. And that's how the labs work. And that's pretty much how the class works. So, I've opened up the class. It's open already. So you guys can go on if you want to. You can get started. going through the numbers and measurement module, watching the videos, taking good notes, taking the quizzes, and maybe even getting started on the homework. Well, I'll see you on the first day of class.